We all know that feeling. We all know what it's like to like something or even love something, but then have critics absolutely hate it. Yes, we are once again talking about Zack Snyder's Force of Habit, Chloe Zhao's and Marvel Studios' The Eternals. The critics and the fans are at war with one another because they're on complete opposite sides of this film. Wow, this really is Marvel Studio doing a Zack Snyder. I guess those early impressions were right. Hold your pitchforks. It's a joke. You guys are seeing it, right? You probably went online and saw people sharing it. Again, major discrepancy between critics and fans with the Eternals. Eternals, somewhere in the 40s when it comes to critics. For fans, somewhere in the 80s. Again, that's a pretty major difference. I have an older image here. I'll just post it up, and I think it was like 48 or 49 and like 86, I think. Either way, though, you guys see it, right? Like, there's a major discrepancy between the two sides. You guys have probably seen comments. The critics don't understand it. They're too dumb to understand this concept. This just isn't meant for them. This isn't for the casuals. I mean, some critics have responded to some of their reviews getting trashed. Again, seeing a lot of parallels here with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and Justice League, because it seems to be that Zack Snyder effect in this film. A lot of fans love it. Sure, I will say there's probably some brand loyalty and they will love it no matter what. They will find no faults in it because they love Marvel Studios and that brand. Critical minds, right? I always get accused of that, and then when I say I don't like Guardians 2, it's my least favorite film, but then people just get really mad at me, right? So there you go. And then they shift the conversation over, well, you're not a true Marvel fan if you don't understand the complexity of that film. Blah, 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 blah. Now, this film seems to be the contender for the new, you're too dumb to understand it or whatever, or the critics are wrong because look at the fan reaction, look at what the fans think. Rotten Tomatoes is right on this one. And all that. And it's like, well, I'm struggling to say what I want to say because it doesn't make sense to me. If you're saying the critics are wrong, they gave this a 40 or whatever, right? Whatever it is currently, whatever it sits at. Ignore the critics, but trust the fans. Okay, well, do we apply the same thing then to Captain Marvel? Because the critics like that a lot more than the fan bombing campaign. So do we believe the fans then that it was like a 10? From a fan perspective, but then it was like, what, an 80-something from critics? Do we do a switch on that? Like, what do we do? How do we apply this? Can we just agree that people would just fanboy and make an excuse for whatever if it doesn't line up with their narrative? Isn't that kind of the thing here, right? Because they want to be, like, validated that the thing they love is the thing that's the best. You see this in the console war all the time. I bought X console because that's what I can afford, and I have to defend it no matter what. No matter what, this is the best definitive one. It has to be because this is what I'm behind. It's like cell phones, right? It's like graphics cards. It's like anything. It's a brand. It's brand loyalty. Corporations, whatever you will. They Live, Blade Runner, Dystopian, you're all shills. What? You guys get what I'm saying, right? Does it matter? Doesn't matter. Why are people getting angry at critics over reviews of a film that they love? Again, I don't get it. Like, if these same critics love the film, if they just, like, for some reason loved it, and then you're also agreeing with them, would suddenly the critics be right? And you'd be sitting there going, see, these critics, they know it's a good film. It has a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes. Guess what doesn't have a 90-something? Batman v Superman. So who cares what the fans say? It's about what the critics say. See, you see that argument, and you're just like, but wait. It just goes back and forth. The point of this is who cares? Who cares? This is exactly why I don't put numbers or letter grades or anything when I review something. I just let my feelings describe how I feel about it, because you kind of get it, right? They should just do away with scores for reviews. Oh, no, wait, they tried that before and people were too stupid to understand the contents of the actual review. Never mind.